guess which one he was.
So we're going to map to Sitto versus planB EuroCup 26 group stage match.
2, 1.
Let's get going.
Fight.
Well, Zyrinx calling a timeout. Let's quickly go over the teams again. Dimitri, Dibby at Q50 and Zyrinx for Sitto. For planB, Alteza, Serbos, Hypno, and Hate Me. No changes there, Vor.
No, but not expected either.
No. These are two teams that you'd expect to play their four-man lineup straight away. Q50 getting caught out after the plasma kill. He just picked up by the Mega Health point-blank range shotgun. Serbos probably got a high stat for that. 95% shotgun, of course he has.
That was a great first kill, but he had no chance really to take Dibby out as well. Dibby is stacked.
I don't know how he managed to build up that stack. Maybe a double yellow, but he's just missed out on that red! I'm not really sure who grabbed that. It might be in the player of Sitto because Zyrinx has come out on top in the room. Railgun and a lightning gun to him now. That's a very dangerous player you've got on the map. Look at that. Nice bit of shaft. Totally nullifying that mega pickup. But Haytme's got himself a rail. And now it's a power-up split. Q50 against Alteza. Let's see if they actually meet. Whoa, there's... Oh, look at the rockets by Q50 straight away. Takes out Alteza with the quad.
Yeah, and they're in serious trouble of all dying. They've got one player who hasn't died in this.
He's got a rail. Oh, he's got a lightning gun. Might have even picked up that rail. You can quite see Q50 on there for that rail. So
very important that Haytme survived that. He's kept his lightning gun. He took the rail as well. Oh, but there you go. Q50 takes him out. And I don't think that they'll have much to work with now. It's a dangerous situation to be in on this map.
So as far as we know, they got control of the red. They have a time on the rail as well. As Q50 picks up, and we know how dangerous Sitto can be with rails in their control. Q50 palming off his lightning gun to Zyrinx there. And this is something we haven't seen too much from teams recently. So when one team controls the red, we haven't seen some teams even attack through that window, but look at the damage Q50 did deal out before.
Yeah, he wasn't able to damage the red pickup, but he certainly put out a lot of damage regardless.
Oh wow, gets caught out pretty badly there by Hypno.
But definitely, as you say, we haven't, at least we haven't seen on stream, you know, people working those upper areas, because those are the key parts, you know, of the map in terms of keeping red under control and damaging the red if you don't have control. You know, there's always battles in that area in high-level games, but we just haven't seen those, you know, in the last few games we've covered.
Quite effectively locking this red room out, planB, but I think we've always said, you know, you can lock down that room, but you really can't afford to commit too many players to it because you're just missing out on the rest of the map.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Hypno here who doesn't really need to take the next red, so ideally he would have had a teammate to take that.
Yeah, he's going to be late for a power-up. He better hope his team have locked it down already. Well, they haven't.
Oh, that's a disaster.
And he's missed out on it, and it's a double power for Sitto. They switch back to Zyrinx with the battle suit. Ooh, he's going to be cautious there, but pretty comfortable. Let's switch back to Q50. He's got one frag on this run. He's going to grab himself a lightning gun. This is a massive opportunity to build up a pretty unassailable lead here. Two power-ups to the name, and he could get pretty lucky with the spawns here, Q50. Doesn't in the end, but they've dealt such a massive blow to planB's chances in the next couple of minutes, surely, Vor.
Yeah, I mean, that was terrible for planB, really. I mean, they had Hypno, who double-stacked the red, 200 armor, but they couldn't secure the power-up for him. So Sitto came away with both. I mean, Hypno's armor at that point is worth nothing. And even with 200 armor, you don't have a chance going up against the battle suit, which is, you know, the power-up he turned up to.
Wow, Q50 read that situation really well, backing off. He did get caught by the railgun. And Alteza going aggressive, finishes him off. Should rush this red room now, they should take this over. But look at that straight away. Sitto just rushing in, so aggressive. Alteza using his armor to full advantage. And look at that, perfect timing for the red. Oh my god, these grenades! I don't know, that was his teammate spamming them, wasn't it?
He did pretty well there. And he secured it for long enough that he got some teammates supporting him, and even when he went down, they still can't ever retain control of the area. And red is due up soon, so it's been a terrible position to be in.
Zyrinx just waiting around the power up already. It's 20 seconds to go for a quad, and this is quite an open quad area, so it's difficult to lock it down that early. Maybe the battle suit is a lot easier at the other end of the map. Battle suit is just, say, a second ahead of the quad. Zyrix perfect timing for that rail.
Going nowhere with it though.
Here we go then. Oh my god, Dimitri taking the battlesuit away.
There you go.
And the
Double
room
power up
was
again.
packed. That's what I don't get. It was packed with planB members. He is eliminated with that battlesuit as well. Following Zyrix now with the quad shotgun in hand. He's got a mega to his name. Picks up one easy frag. Wow. Just quick succession getting the frags here on each run. When they get one, it's pretty much always a second to follow fairly rapidly. I mean, it kind of suggests that planB are grouping up, which is a good tactic, but against a power-up, potentially not.
They really need to do something about their power-up setups because, I mean, let's look at the score. I mean, it's only 11 difference, and yet they've given up 2 double power-ups in a row. I mean, that is actually quite fortunate to find yourselves only down by that amount of frags. You know, if they can fix that, then this game is certainly not over.
2 frags in 2 seconds. Excellent.
But I mean, the power-up setup is just... It's risky in that they don't challenge the quad at all, and they let the fight... they're fighting over the battlesuit, they're not holding it.
You solve
And then
that.
Dimitri just comes in and steals.
You solve that by going to the battlesuit earlier. You lock it down earlier and then start pushing out. So you give Sitto no opportunity to get near the battlesuit. Then you're pushing towards the quad, and you've just turned it around completely. And it's much more achievable location to take last second the quad. So
We certainly need to set up earlier if they're not going to put any pressure on the quad, because we've seen each time the quad's been taken, there's only been one person from Sitto there. The rest of them are putting pressure on the battlesuit.
There you go, following Q50, 10 seconds to go before the battlesuit. Just looking for some kind of pummel shot. Will they have locked it down this time? They haven't. I'm surprised Q50 sort of gave away his position there. Might have even made it across.
Wow, double power up for planB instead this time. Didn't seem to be any
Sitto
Sitto members at quad.
No, and it's a double red stack to Orteza. He's gone back for the next red. I honestly wouldn't bother if I was him. He gained 50 armor from that, which is counting down already. Should have just called a teammate to get it and kept going, because he wasted a good 5 seconds there. But 3 frags on this run. Taking over the red. Got a good time and control on it. He's still stacked after that. He's got a rail shotgun and the lightning gun to his name, so that's worked out very well for Orteza. And they are closing the gap ever so slightly.
Oh, that's... So the only thing I didn't like about that is there was no pressure in the red room, yet they dropped 3 people down into the room when they had people up in that position that the red got stolen from. Dimitri was just free to drop down. If planB had kept better positions, made sure the top balcony area, whatever you want to call it, the window was still secure.
Dibby's aggression there was insane. I mean, Orteza had started off pretty stacked. He had a good counter weapon. He just tried to run, and Dibby's rockets were just hunting him down.
He was having a good night. He played very well on the first map, and continuing it on here.
Dibby just working his way around the whole map. Sitto have been pushed away from this red for a little while now, though, and we're seeing it more and more that planB are getting the lockdown on the red. I mean, is that a weakness then for Sitto, or...?
I think it's out of choice, because you can still see that, red we saw earlier, they're still putting pressure on the red. They stole one of the previous ones, because planB, they're getting the red, but perhaps they're overcommitting players into the red room. It's leaving other areas open.
Dibby moving in there, helping Zyrix take that battlesuit very cleanly, and it's another double power-up. This is insane. Quad is eliminated, but it just leaves Zyrix to cruise the map. The red armor's up. He's got himself a lightning gun as well. Oh, fails the rocket jump. But actually probably works out better for the frag. And now he can just hunt the map freely and doesn't have to worry about anything. It's actually... Yeah, it's worked out as a better choice to rocket jump up then anyway. Although he missed that easy frag, he actually managed to frag the guy with the rail, did he? Or he went to, at least.
We're not really seeing solid power-up play, are we? Because we've had one split of power-ups so far in this map, out of, 5 sets of power-ups.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic when you talk about strategies on this map. you make sure you get at least one power-up. The second is kind of a bonus.
You push for the second if you've got ones totally secure. Unless, you know, you're desperate for frags and you need to make sure you have a chance to double power up and you're willing to risk coming away with nothing. But
Zyrinx upped his game a little bit. 84% rail we're seeing from him this time. And on this map, we see Zyrinx, he works around the rail position all the time. He'll be hitting a lot of shots and doing a hell of a lot of damage. Point of view now around this mega. He does love that mega. Q50.
yeah, and his team they're winning the mega pickup battle.
It's a dangerous area to play in, the mega, but at the same time it's a really powerful position. You've got the mega health, you've got plenty of armor down there. You don't realise how many shards there. Look at that plasma, sublime work by Q50 there.
As expected from Q50.
22% is a good percentage with plasma as well, because we know he's using it probably quite a lot, and he's hitting those shots.
Well, particularly if it's working in that mega area, that is the main weapon in that location.
Helps his team secure the battlesuit, and it's a split this time. Serboz with the corner, going to switch around to the battlesuit, is Dimitri on this occasion. He's just hunting that quad damage. Where is the quad damage gone? Well, he's up by the rail. Oh, and he's just dived into Zyrinx's rail. Switch back to Dimitri with the battlesuit. Oh, Serboz picked up the rocket and just switched out. He was going to die. He was always going to die there. Why would you pull out and fresh rocket launcher against the battlesuit as well? You're not going to get the kill.
Yeah, it's kind of brainless.
Really bad. And Dimitri just picks up all these frags right at the end of that run. Still, I'm really surprised that they haven't managed to build up a bigger difference.
Well, the thing is, I mean, planB, they are taking, you know, a good amount of items. You know, they're not being dominated on items or anything. So, you know, the score difference, you have to say, is mainly all those double power-ups they gave up.
So if they cut that out of the game, and they've still got plenty of time to turn that around,
it'd be a completely different game. They have given up double power-up on 3 occasions, and there's also been occasions where their power-up has just been killed, so, you know, they haven't had a power-up to counter the other power-up.
Shafted down by Alteza. He's got a nice chunk of armor himself. And we got another 30 seconds until the next power-ups come into play.
We're still seeing that they have the actual red room secure, but they don't have the areas surrounding red secure. And that's been, you know, a problem all game for them.
Going up the bounce by hitting some really nice plasma, finishing off with a shotgun as well. A couple of frags in a row there. Second excellent of the map.
This will be another huge risk of losing double power up, but they did just manage to take Q50 out.
Not going to be a stack player with quad though. He's just going to be whittled down straight off the spawn. So we switch back to Zyrinx. Zyrinx really looks like he's warmed up now. 12 impressives we see there. 80% rail. 80. 8-0. It's a pretty incredible statistic there. Goes a little bit too aggressive right at the end, but...
Well, he did, but he decimated the red carrier. That red armor was gone. He took 2 direct rockets. I don't know how he even survived.
That's a very nice play from Zyrinx. His damage output's pretty incredible. Usually, let's see, yeah, plus 25 net, 6.3k damage. That's miles higher than anybody else in the server.
And the control of red is starting to fall apart now, planB. They've started giving up far more. And that was something that was keeping the score line at least somewhat close, but it really is starting to drift now. We can already see it's 41 frags for difference.
And this is it. This is when you really see the best teams play out. As soon as they get a sniff of getting some control, getting some dominance over the map, they really push out and take advantage, and then they just don't let go. You just see them. They're moving out. They're moving across the map. Everywhere they go, they're rushing out looking for frags.
Yeah, and they're making those frags at the items.
Lots of spawn kills as well. I mean, it's just constant aggression across the map. And it just gives planB no opportunity to settle and stack again and restart their tactics. I mean, Dimitri, we've been following him, and he's taken basically no damage for 2 minutes.
Right, so he's going to have a fairly stacked quad, and stacked quad up against Battlesuit. Lightning Gun always has a good chance.
He's been disrupted there by Alteza. Where is this Battlesuit? He's kind of just dropped down so aggressively against Hate Me, but he's got teammates supporting him as well. Dibby just popping him up in the air, the Battlesuit with the rockets. As Dimitri finishing off very nicely. Lightning Gun as well, 36% is a pretty good percentage as well.
Yeah, while we've been following, he's been hitting some very nice shaft. And he's continuing to do that. I mean, easy kill there, but, you know, that's a nice kill as well.
Very good.
He's using it efficiently. I mean, that's what TDM is about a lot of the time. Is you don't just spam Lightning Gun as you would in Duel because you simply don't have the ammo, and he's just making use of every possible bit of ammo he has.
Only got 5 health now, and he's still dealing out damage. He's still survived this long. He doesn't want this rail because of his health. Might just switch away from him now and switch to Dibby, who has picked up that railgun. He's in 46% with that. We've got 4 minutes left. We've got 2 sets of power-ups. This is well and truly over, though, and looks like Sitto are going to take their first match of the tournament in the group stages.
Yeah, so any possible hint of Sitto looking rusty or underperforming in their first match, that is out the window at this point. They're playing, I'd say, very well.
Well shot by Dibby. This is another surge through that little gap. 9th, impressive there. Red armor to his name now.
You see, the red armor was a safe area for planB for a lot of this game, but certainly no longer the case.
Well, I'm feeling a lot more confident about my prediction now than I was before the game, with all the comments about having no practice.
Definitely, they're looking very strong. As we mentioned, with Dibby in their lineup now, that is a great player to add to your lineup. I mean, runners up at the EuroCup without him, and adding someone as strong as him.
Look at that, he's so intelligent as well, just catches out the Battlesuit. He's picked up all 3 of the Battlesuit's teammates, and he didn't even need to take the Battlesuit on, he just scared him off. Alteza eventually coming out on top there. He does pick up a couple of frags with the Battlesuit in the end. So, did pretty decently. He basically had to attack there, otherwise they completely lost out. It's quite a big difference. I mean, I guess the Mercy limit is 80.
Yeah, they still have some time left to reach that, but
it has
I think
slowed down a
planB will
little
be able
bit
to hold
now.
on.
The frag games. planB getting a few weapons, getting a bit more organised. They picked up those last couple of battle suits. So they've stemmed the tide. Nice bit of dodging by Alteza. He did very well there. But he's still got caught by a grenade and he's going to pay the price. It's a Q50. 25 seconds left until the last power-up, and the power-ups haven't really been delayed either way. Would that have been an option, maybe, that planB could have played out?
Don't often see it on this map. It's obviously something teams often try on a map like Grim Dungeons, but I don't think we ever really see teams choosing to delay on this map.
Why? Well,
I think it's just the risk. Yeah, okay.
Dimitri with the battlesuit there, just swanned in last second, grabbed it. He wants to try and make it as far over to the quad as possible, and there he is! Oh, he's been caught up in the air with the shotgun. Oh, that is actually sublime shotguns, really. I mean, that's exactly what you need to hit with the quad, because it is very hard to kill a battlesuit with a shotgun, even with quad.
Yeah, you rarely see it. Normally, just with a shotgun to go up against battlesuit, it's never usually enough.
So yeah, why don't they delay the power-ups on this map?
Well, I just think mainly because it's a lot riskier than it is on something like Grim Dungeons. Even when there's a delay of power-ups on Grim Dungeons, there are things you can do to prevent the power-up from getting to the other power-up in time. there's so many corners for ambushes, particularly if you're trying to ambush, say, the quad. Often we see on this map, we've seen it in the past, the battlesuit is ahead of the quad by, let's say, even 5 or 6 seconds. It's even that smaller gap is enough time to get straight to the quad, and there's no way to stop the battlesuit getting to quad. There's one corner to ambush on, and it never really works. So it's never been something teams have tried. Maybe we'll see it in the future, but no one's been willing to do it so far, and this map has been in the pool a while now.
Standout performer there, I guess it's going to be Zyrinx.
Well, definitely Zyrinx.
8.8k damage, only took 5.8. And he's working on the rail.
Any doubts at all whether or not he was going to be on form, I think they've been answered now. But, if you want to look back at where this game was lost, it's undoubtedly the power-ups. I mean, both teams were so scrappy on the power-ups. We saw, something like 4 or 5 double power-ups in a row. 3 for Sitto and 2 for planB or something, or something similar to that. And, planB can't afford that. This is their map pick, and yet their power-up play was so unorganised. It's not really what you expect.